Hello, hello again, wonderful people. Wonderful, quoth the ravens, nevermore! We are back at it again, or should I say, I am currently on and definitely not intoxicated, as we are going to be going through one of my tried and true favorite series of all time, Dragon Age. Now, contrary to what some may desire, I unfortunately don't have the first two yet, but the Inquisition went on sale. So I was able to pick up the Ultimate Edition, and I was able to get to do something I never got to do before. I got to carry over all my saves from the previous games through the Dragon Keep. So I was able to carry everything I did back on the PS3 onto here and actually get to see my progression, see my story, make it all the way to this level through my EA Origins account. Yes, for those who saw in the chat and everything, yes, I will be coming out with a Poppy video, Poppy's Playhouse, but I'm still trying to get it to work properly. So in the meantime, we're going to be rocking and rolling and playing some exciting, we're going to keep it in the kind of the horror, dark magic spectrum, because that's some of my favorite stuff. This stuff is so freaking cool. For those who like that kind of darker, eldritch darkness, the cold that keeps thy heart warm. Well, this is some more of that kind of style, that earthy, real, gritty, shit-covered world that really pulls you in, really captures your soul, and really gets you invested into the world's kind of, you take it seriously. So we're gonna go through my prologue, all the things that have led up to now, because some of you probably don't know what Dragon Age is and don't realize how fucking amazing Dragon Age is, and that's okay. I don't blame you. You are innocent. You are but a babe whose bum that must be slapped and all that good, with the little powder and shit. We get it. But now we're going to hip thrust our way into the world of dark and grit, of dragons, of might, and men. And let's go ahead. As we're going to go ahead and get straight into, I want to at least give you guys this visual so you can have a bit of an understanding of the events up to now, who people kind of are. It's not a perfect one-to-one, but it is a great breakdown of the events. So when you hear stuff later on, you're like, oh, that's who that fucker is. As well, of course, I can fill in any gaps. Let's go ahead and get right into it.
If you believe the stories, mankind's pride gave rise to the Darkspawn. Countless in number and toxic to all life, Darkspawn search endlessly for an archdemon. When they find one, Darkspawn armies surge up from their corrupt barrows beneath the ground, and a blight begins. Grey Wardens are the only warriors capable of destroying an archdemon, and history always honors the one who sacrifices all to kill the beast.
Yeah, so for those who don't know, there's been hundreds of years. Each of these are ages. So in the setting, time is broken up into different ages, different periods. One is the Blight Age, one is the Dragon. We live in the Dragon Age, but there was the Divine Age, and each of these ages are defined by that key event. The Blight, first time that the Blight has been shown was several hundred years ago, leading up to the current years, which ironically, it's called the Age of the Dragons, but dragons are actually very rare in the setting, and most dragons are actually like archdemons. They're the vile corruption that swallows the fucking world. That is where they kind of get their spectrum, their style, their malevolence. So to give you kind of an idea where he's coming from through there, we're currently in I think the 7th age of the modern era.
In the 5th Blight, the Warden was the hero of Ferelden. Youngest child of Ferelden's powerful Terran Cousland. Betrayal saw the Cousland's ancestral castle burn, and the Terran and his wife slain. Duncan, a Grey Warden, helped the young noble escape to a new life with the Wardens. The allied Ferelden and Grey Warden forces met in Ostagar, where King Kaelin's armies and a host of Wardens gathered, ready to destroy the Darkspawn. But valor turned to despair as Loghain betrayed his king. Kaelin's forces were slaughtered, and the South was lost. The hero, now a full-fledged Grey Warden, survived with the aid of Flemeth, the mysterious witch of the wilds. Joined by Flemeth's daughter, Morrigan, and a Grey Warden named Alistair, the hero set out to build an army strong enough to abolish the Blight. With the traitorous Loghain now seated on Ferelden's throne, the Warden sought help from the influential Arl Eamon of Redcliffe. However, they arrived in Redcliffe to find the town under siege. As each night, undead rose in waves and assailed the battered village.
As you can see right there, it says edit choice. It's because all these things that you're seeing, including the ones including Loghain and all that, all those were choices that were made previously, and they led to these moments where you as the person, you got to make these pinnacle choices like a tabletop RPG. That's where Dragon Age come from. It actually, you know, I've thought about playing a bit of the tabletop RPG, running it some friends, running it for maybe you guys, if any of you would be interested. I fucking love Dragon Age, but you definitely should play the video game. We should also be open to the tabletop RPG.
With the hero's help, the people of Redcliffe stood fast against the undead horde. The Wardens reached Arl Eamon's castle only to find the Arl lying at the edge of death, and his court fallen into madness. To save his father's life, Eamon's young son, Connor, had made a deal with a demon, and quickly fallen victim to its possession.
Deal with the devil.
Connor's life was sacrificed to end the demonic threat to Redcliffe. But deals with demons are never straightforward. The demon agreed only to save Eamon's life, not restore him to health. Arl Eamon needed a miracle to recover. The hero located an urn containing the sacred ashes of Andraste, which were said to cure any ailment. The urn was protected by ancient traps, tests of will, and a dragon-worshipping cult that wanted to twist the urn's power to its own ends. The urn remained pure, but mysteriously disappeared after the Wardens departed. Only the temple dedicated to it still stands. With a pinch of the ashes, the hero restored the Arl to health. Informed of Loghain's treachery, Eamon swore his political and military support. The circles of Magi are bound by oath to aid the Grey Wardens in times of blight. However, Lake Calenhad's tower could offer little help. One of its mages, Uldred, had become possessed by a pride demon and was twisting other circle mages into abominations. The hero fought to the top of the tower and defeated Uldred, saving the remaining mages. Grateful for their lives, the mages joined the Warden's army. The allies gained at the circle were not the only soldiers to join the Warden's forces, however. Dalish elves don't usually make alliances, but even deep hatred can be set aside in the face of oblivion. An ancient curse was destroying Ferelden's largest Dalish clans, turning the elves into werewolves. Zathrian, the clan's keeper, claimed that the cure required the heart of the great wolf, Witherfang. Years before, Zathrian himself had afflicted a group of humans with the curse that now ravaged his clan. As long as he lived, the curse endured. The hero freed the werewolves from the long-standing curse, and the Dalish joined the Warden's forces. Blights may happen hundreds of years apart, but the dwarves who live below the surface of Thedas fight Darkspawn every day. No one is better schooled in battling Darkspawn than the warriors of Orzammar, except perhaps their allies of old, the Grey Wardens. The hero arrived in Orzammar in the wake of King Endrin's death to find political factions fighting for control of the dwarven capital. Only the vote of a venerated paragon could break the deadlock to elect a ruler. and order the dwarves to honor their Grey Warden treaty and join the battle against the new blight.
I love the fucking
The hero
dwarves.
set off to find a paragon named Branka, who had disappeared into the deep roads in search of a legendary artifact, the Anvil of the Void, created by the renowned smith Caradon to forge mighty war golems. The hero helped Caradon destroy the Anvil of the Void, along with the dark secrets that could trap a living soul inside a mechanical construct. The hero emerged from the deep roads with a master-forged crown to bestow the Paragon's favor upon whichever rival candidate would be crowned king. Balin, the youngest son of King Endrin who was suspected of foul play, or Haramont, the aging traditionalist backed by the Dwarven Assembly. Balin followed his father to the throne. He leads with a ruthless but progressive hand, seeking to re-establish ties to the surface kingdoms.
Like a good man.
With Dwarden's strength now bolstering the Warden's army, the hero had to deal with Loghain so Ferelden could stand unified against the Darkspawn before the Blight swallowed the world. The kingdom of Ferelden stood divided. While some nobles supported Loghain's regency, others condemned his inaction against the Darkspawn. Civil war brewed, and Arl Eamon called a landsmeet in hopes of curtailing the conflict and removing Loghain from the throne.
Because he's a fucking bitch.
As penance, Loghain was sentenced to join the Grey Wardens and fight Darkspawn until the end of his days. As the Warden's united army massed in Redcliffe, the Darkspawn overran Denerim, laying siege to Ferelden's capital city. The hero's army fought valiantly through Denerim and broke the Darkspawn siege. On Fort Dracon's highest tower, the hero's strongest allies fought alongside the Warden in a final heroic battle against the massive archdemon. Loghain found some measure of redemption as he gave his life to kill the archdemon and end the blight. With no archdemon to lead them, the Darkspawn scattered. Most fled underground, still teeming in number and always seeking a new archdemon to awaken. The shattered kingdom of Ferelden embarked on a long journey to recovery. In the Blight's aftermath, strong leadership was crucial. Alistair, King Caelin's half-brother, and Queen Enora, Caelin's widow and daughter of Loghain, joined in a political union. Together, they ushered Ferelden into a new era. Ferelden still stands, as obstinate and resolute as the Dog Lords ever are, but the events of the Fifth Blight loom over it as the nation rebuilds. For people across Thedas, legends of the hero of Ferelden remain the nation's brightest beacons of hope during its darkest times.
Aye. As an entire, region, the whole of Ferelden was held in the palm of the hand of darkness as a giant demon dragon wanted to fuck up the fucking world. And then ya boy went up in there and slizzard that gizzard and let his then homie Loghain, who was actually a bitch boy, letting him fucking sleedoodle that thing. That way he can get a demon baby up in his dick. And then he done threw himself off of the side of the building. There was a whole thing. Needless to say, he had a bad guy in his tummy, and he had to go and manually abort it. But things worked out in the end. You know, 'cause they skadoodle.
It all began in Kirkwall, the fall of Knight Commander Meredith, the Kunari Uprising, and of course, the Chantry's destruction and the onset of Mage Rebellion.
Hell yeah.
One person always stood amidst the swirling chaos: Hawk, the champion of Kirkwall. The Hawk family fled Lothering, refugees from the Blight. Leandra, mother of the champion, and siblings Bethany and Carver, hoped to find refuge at her family's estate in Kirkwall, far to the north. While Hawk had no magical abilities, the champion was at the heart of events that ultimately led to the Mage Rebellion. The Hawks escaped the Blight with the help of Aveline Valen, a warrior and family friend.
That's my homie.
It's said that the family was also aided by
badass.
Flemeth, the notorious witch of the wilds.
Shiite.
Hawk's brother, Carver, never reached the Free Marches, he was killed by Darkspawn while protecting his family.
2-ups, my homie.
The family's first years in Kirkwall were difficult. Leandra's brother Gamlin had lost the family fortune. The Hawks lived in poverty, forced to indenture themselves in return for entrance to the city. To pay off the debt, Hawk was forced to work for a band of mercenaries. All the while, Hawk and Bethany did their best to hide Bethany's magic from the Templars. Opportunity eventually struck in the form of a dwarf named Bartrand Tethras, who was planning an expedition to the Deep Roads. It was a long shot, but with gold gained from the expedition, Hawk could free the family from its criminal creditors and further Templar scrutiny.
He had a big old fucking mustache.
Hawk met a rogue Grey Warden named Anders, who possessed detailed maps of the Deep Roads.
Fucking love Anders.
These maps were crucial to the expedition's success. Once Hawk obtained them, everything else fell quickly into place. Bethany joined Hawk on the expedition. The siblings found ancient dwarven treasure and a statuette formed from a strange red lyrium. Bethany fell victim to the blight that suffuses the Deep Roads, but Anders led her to a group of Grey Wardens who were able to save her life.
Fucking Grey Wardens, I love those
The
guys.
gold Hawk recovered from the Deep Roads brought back Leandra's stately childhood home in Hightown. The Hawks had barely settled into their new home when Leandra was murdered.
This motherfucker's
A
killed my
deeply
mom.
sinister and twisted killing. Hawk hunted down Quentin, the blood mage responsible, but could not prevent Leandra's death.
I'm sorry, Mom.
Leandra's tragic death was part of a critical problem facing Kirkwall. Rising tension between the city's mages, who felt increasingly oppressed, and Templars, who grew increasingly suspicious of their activities. Adding to the strain, a large contingent of Kunari had also established themselves in Kirkwall, much to the growing discomfort of the city's rulers. After their dreadnought was shipwrecked many years before, a group of stranded Kunari were allowed to remain in a cordoned-off area in Lowtown.
Like real big
As
guys.
time passed, the Kunari made no effort to return home and offered no explanation about why they remained. Tensions rose to a breaking point. Revered Mother Patrice, convinced the Kunari were a threat to the Chantry's faith, incited violence between the Kunari and the Kirkwall populace. Hawk knew that Patrice would bring about unnecessary conflict. Though the champion tried to stop her, Patrice orchestrated the murder of
Is it when
Seamus
you roll
Dumar,
better?
a Viscount's son and a recent convert to the Qun. When her crime was discovered, a Kunari assassin killed her. After Seamus was murdered, the Arashok of the Kunari group lost patience with the humans of Kirkwall. They would now submit to the Qun or die.
Ooh.
The Kunari struck hard and fast. They took the palace in Hightown and beheaded the Viscount to immediately quash any resistance. Aided by Knight Commander Meredith and First Enchanter Orsino, Hawk reached the palace and stood toe-to-toe with the fearsome Kunari leader. Hawk's ally, Isabella, was a notorious raider and ultimately responsible for the crisis. She had stolen the Tome of Koslan from the Kunari, who remained in Kirkwall to search for it. Isabella returned the book, and Hawk let the Kunari take her prisoner as penance.
Yeah, fuck that bitch.
Finally
She wrote
appeased,
it.
the Kunari returned home peacefully. Hawk saved Kirkwall and earned the grudging respect of the city's Templars, mages, and nobility, along with the title that history remembers, the Champion of Kirkwall.
Kirkwall. The
Kirkwall's
boy.
problems were still not over, however. After Viscount Dumar's death, Knight Commander Meredith took power and blocked all attempts to appoint a new Viscount. Under Meredith's command, the Templars tightened their grip on the mages, planning to suppress what Meredith saw as a growing rebellion. Anders, who spent years fighting for justice and freedom for his fellow mages, saw that the time for negotiation was past. He destroyed Kirkwall's chantry, killing hundreds, including Grand Cleric Elthina. This single act began a rebellion that spread from circle to circle, until all circles of Magi had risen up in defiance against chantry rule. Though Anders had done the unforgivable, something stayed the champion's hand. Anders survived the day, although many others did not. Fighting spread swiftly through the city. Some mages rebelled openly, many of them succumbing to possession. Templars turned their swords on mages who rebelled, and on those who did not.
See, so that's something I should definitely say real quick, is that, so in this setting, magic is scary. So if you endure into blood magic or do like casting high level spells, you open your soul to be consumed by a demon, by a dark malevolent force that desires your physical form. And that's kind of what led to more powerful blight through the ages. As we said, there's been about 6 or 7 ages, and the blight began showing up at a certain point, I believe in about the 2nd or 3rd age, as society was building, and after it came from the broken tribal age. And then with this blight, these dark malevolent folk whose blood is ichor and blackened, we had to develop the wardens to face off against these malevolent forces. Well, that's one of the things that comes down to, is that these wizards, they have demons are craving their souls. So it's definitely something that if you're wanting to pursue magic in such a setting, you have to be very careful, because you could very easily, if you travel the wrong path, you could become a conduit for darkness. And that's where the Templars kind of step in, because magic is helpful and powerful, but it's also extremely dangerous. So there's this balancing act that you have to do as a magic user, and it's very scary.
As First Enchanter Orsino refused to bend to the Templars, Knight Commander Meredith demanded that every mage in Kirkwall be put to the sword. Hawk saved many mages from Templar blades, keeping them from succumbing to possession or the temptations of blood magic. In the end, however, Hawk was forced to strike down Orsino, who had betrayed his own values by resorting to blood magic himself. The battle proved one thing. Knight Commander Meredith had gone mad. Hawk saw the truth of it when Meredith unsheathed her sword, and the red lyrium idol from the deep roads was embedded within it. The blade fueled her hatred and paranoia, as it had for months. After a horrific battle, the red lyrium of the Knight Commander's sword consumed her as she died. Meredith became a statue, her face a frozen mask of horror. Little is known of the champion since that final battle. However, Hawk's story lives on in legend and song. Memories of the indelible changes the champion of Kirkwall brought to the face of Thedas. The Mage Rebellion in Kirkwall was felt throughout Thedas, the news spreading like wildfire. The Templars clamped down in response, but each new restriction only made things worse. Led by Grand Enchanter Fiona, the mages voted for independence. The Circle of Magi would govern itself, without the Chantry and especially without the Templars. The result was cataclysmic. 2 circles were destroyed. Those within killed to the last mage, before the rest fled into the wilderness. Perhaps the mighty Empire of Orlais could have intervened in the war before it began, but that was not to be. Grand Duke Espard began a deadly civil war against Empress Celine, vying for the Orlesian throne. The mages were offered safe haven in neighboring Ferelden, but the Templars followed, and so their battle spread across all of Thedas. As head of the Chantry, Divine Justinia ordered the Templars to stand down. They refused, declaring their own independence. Thus, the war began in earnest. Templars hunting mages, mages fighting Templars. Their clashes wreaked untold destruction, and all sense of order was falling to pieces. Divine Justinia made one final desperate bid to end the war. She approached the leaders of both sides and convinced them to come to a conclave held on neutral ground. With the Chantry to mediate, mages and Templars will talk for the first time since this all began. It is our last, and perhaps our only, chance for peace.
And that's what leads to our story now. Our tale is in a world that is almost to a bygone era, a sense of hope that is needlessly being dashed. But therein lies our possibility. Our frailty of peace is now on the shoulders of these who are meeting together with a tense but possible peace awaiting all. We'll go ahead and get started as that peace is immediately destroyed. Okay. Now we'll want to assess everything, make sure everything's ready. Okay. Okay, so for this run, I will be, for this time I'm going to play human. And I will play, what are we thinking, guys? Sword and board? Archery, dual wielding? Agility, we could be maneuverable. We could be an axe-wielding warman. Could be a mage. I'm not really feeling magic. Maybe archery? Nah. I'm thinking about going with... What do you guys think? Because we got a few different options here. I mean, if I'm having to choose myself, I had in the first game I was a sword and board. Second game I was a dual wielding backstabby boy. This game, you know what? I'm gonna go stabby. Okay. You know what? Fuck it. Let's go stabby. And well, that looks very friendly. Custom difficulty, I don't need that. Let's, Should I do hard or normal for my first playthrough? Because I aim to play through this again. I played through on the first time, and I played on hard already. So it gets pretty fucking bloodthirsty, but I don't know if you guys would like to watch me constantly fucking dying on, like, Nightmare. And I don't think that would be fun for anybody. So I think at least for this playthrough, until I've gotten shaken off the rust off my cock, I think we can go ahead and start a normal game. Okay, human noble.
Is the youngest child of Trevelyan, noble house, who grew up in the free marches city of Ostwick and have enjoyed a life of privilege. With close family ties to the Chantry and many relatives among the priesthood and the Templars, you were always expected to follow and assume the path in service of the Maker, regardless of how you feel about the matter personally. Willing or unwilling, you were sent to the Chantry, the conclave, to assist the relatives who sought peace with the two Templars and the mages. It didn't go well.
Yeah, I thought it didn't go well. Yeah, let's carry over all my save file. Haha, look at that.
Alright. Let us go into the heart of this.
If you want to know how to play the game, look at the fucking tutorial.
Whew! That was an adventure. I promise you I couldn't have made it through that without all of you. I will slit the throat of at least 3 Canadian geese and then bathe in their blood. That is my promise. face. It looks like you're just sad. Yeah, we'll go with 2 again. Alright. Now. We're thinking something like that. Something like that. And look at that guy. But also, look at this guy. This guy looks like he takes your wife from behind and then goes and files his taxes in an old world style. Okay. Okay. Now, we're going with... So is this the beard that y'all want? Let me know. What beard do you want? Did you want something long? Did you want something short? Did you want something Paul Bunyan? Did you want something... beardless, this looks fucking weird. Looks like a fucking pinhole cushion. You know what? Unless someone says anything, that one, okay. This one, let me make sure. This one, or the little one. Beard or mustache? I must ask you that question. Beardless looks wrong, exactly. Lynn looks like fucking deformed. He looks like a fucking... He looks like one of those guys that signs up for the LA Lakers but never actually makes it on the team. He also looks like he goes down to the shooting range and he forgets that he forgets what a magazine is, and he just like starts loading in the rounds one by one into the chamber, taking a shot each round. Okay. Let's get this party started right now. Unless what hair color? Red? Oh, blonde just looks terrifying. Red. Hell yeah. Oh, but that looks looking fucking. Oh yeah, that looks fucking delicious.
Oh, hello. Gangdolf here. What's up, my hisnits?
Oh, but I love red hair. I also like that deep brown kind of zest, but something's just luring me towards just fucking auburn as hell. You know, let me know what hair color you guys would rather. Skin tone? I like kind of the... Yeah, I like that kind of skin tone, actually. Face shape? Oh, geez.
Oh god, I'm not good enough for my beard. It's a fucking glue on. Oh god.
Hello, children. Well, hello there, children. Red. Blood red! The blood of my enemies!
Yeah, actually, the starting face isn't bad. I actually like it. Complexion.
Yeah. I've seen some shit, boy.
Yeah, this one says I've seen a bit of shit, but I'm at least still able to produce a quart of semen. So that's what we want. Eye color. Ooh. Yeah, I like that.
How much is this going to cost me exactly?
Yeah, I want.
Everything you've heard? Completely true.
That's our guy. That's our guy. Now for the scars. Now, for those who didn't see it, this look at this guy.
This looks like a girl just came up with a fucking razor. It's like,
Hey, motherfucker, you fucking seen me for the last goddamn time.
That one's very distinct. That one's definitely he got a fucking ball to the face. That's the kind of scar that is. It's the kind of scar that you give to your cousin. That one looked like a teardrop. That's Geralt of Shrivia. That's the scar we're going with, because it's a distinct scar that you'll very rarely see outside of like specific scenarios. Too much scars looks just silly, but this looks like a scar a man or a woman would get by dragging their cock through some rocks. We don't want it to be too fresh. We want it to be. It's been a bit of time, so we want. Yeah, that's okay. There we go. Noticeable, but it's like a childhood event. Tattoos, we want. I like this one a lot. Yeah, that. There we go. Tattoo being like, hey, maybe I've been to other rounds. Maybe I've been around. Giggity. And then, of course, makeup. There we go. There we go. That's our man. Actually, no, you know what? I like that. We switch it up and go with like a black. Yeah, that's our guy. Constantly looking like he's fucking intoxicated. He's just like,
I've seen some shit, man. I've done some things I'm not so proud of. I wanna be a man.
oh, but yeah, for those who are seeing, you can do a lot of modifications to your guy. I mean, like different shadings of eyeliner intensity. I mean, you can just like, that's our guy right there. What kind of brush color we want? Yeah, we want deep blacks. Now, I'm not one for the look at that, how shiny that is. I'm not a big fan of overly shiny lips. They fucking remind me of those little duck.
Those fucking duck lips. Oh,
Okay, lip liner. I think we're ready. Anything else you guys think this guy needs? He already looks so handsome. He looks like the guy that you'd get to come over to your house to do plumbing, and you know it's not plumbing. Okay, so we're gonna be Maxwell. You know what? I like Maxwell. I'm down with it. We're gonna be Maxwell Trevelyan. That's our boy.
I say, good old chap, there's some motherfuckering about.
Run, bitch, run! Spooky Spider Boys! Help me, damn it! You ghost lady! You have weirdly polygonal boobies. lightning step back. Damn, he looks pretty good.
Tell me why we shouldn't kill you now. The Conclave is destroyed. Everyone who attended is dead. Except for you.
You think I'm responsible?
Explain this.
Yeah, bitch, that was like my sparkler.
Can't.
What do you mean you can't?
I don't know what that is, or how it got there.
You're lying!
We need him, Cassandra.
Are we a pansy bitch? Or are we intense? No, we're confused.
I don't understand.
Do you remember what happened? How this began?
I remember running. Things were chasing me, and then... a woman.
A woman?
She reached out to me. But then... yeah.
Go to the Ford camp, Liliana. I will take him to the rift.
What did happen?
It will be easier to show you.
Well, that's not good.
We call it the Breach. It's a massive rift into the world of demons that grows larger with each passing hour. It's not the only such rift, just the largest. All were caused by the explosion at the Conclave.
An explosion can do that.
This one did. Unless we act, the Breach may grow until it swallows the world. Each time the Breach expands, your mark spreads, and it is killing you. It may be the key to stopping this, but there isn't much time.
So, if I do what you want, will I live through it?
We have no way of knowing.
Oh, god damn it. You see that? You see what I'm looking at? His face.
They have decided your guilt.
The beard
They
is
need it.
too large.
The people of Haven mourn our most holy, divine
fix it.
Justinia, head of the Chantry. The Conclave was hers. It was a chance for peace between mages and Templars. She brought their leaders together. Now they are dead. We lash out like the sky, but we must think beyond ourselves, as she did,
Do you guys mind if I fix
until the
fucking
breach
beard?
is sealed.
Or at least the face. It looks like it's fucking. It looks like he's got this, like a fucking reenactor.
There will be a trial. I can promise no more. Come. It is not far.
Where are you taking me?
Your mark must be tested on something smaller than the breach.
Okay, at least from this distance, it's not noticeable. It looks like it's like a
All
glued
men
on
of the
facial
work
hair.
of our Maker's hands, from the lowest slaves to the highest kings.
Open the gate. We are heading into the valley.
Going in, motherfuckers. What's up, dudes? Bitch, why you running? Oh, that's why. Yeah, that looks like the end of the fucking world. It's like a lightning storm mixed with a tornado. Oh, jeez. Looking at the world's anus.
pulses are coming faster now. The larger the breach grows, the more rifts appear, the more demons we face.
How did I survive the blast?
They said you stepped out of a rift, then fell unconscious. They say a woman was in the rift behind you. No one knows who she was. Everything Father...
Fuck! I am just that was fucking terrible.
Stay behind me!
Unfortunately for you, I should then, sir.
Owie! Stop hitting me! Stop it!
It's over.
Drop your weapon. Now!
A demon attacked me. What was I supposed to do?
You don't need to fight.
Are you saying it won't happen again?
You're right. I cannot protect you. And I cannot expect you to be defenseless.
This one was way too long for just sliding.
Your life is threatened enough as it is. Take these potions. Maker knows what we will face.
Christ,
Where
Micah.
are all your soldiers?
At the forward camp, or fighting. We are on our own for now.
I am chosen by the Maker.
There! Watch out! If we flank them, we may gain the advantage.
Enough. First, ready. Hell yeah. By the Maker. Let's move. Praise done, Joste. Did you guide us well?
Up on the hill. It attacks from a distance.
Rob money. You find that one. I'll find the one that's actually effective. Oh fuck. Damn this wall. Aha. Getting all my moves done. Pretty fast movements. Bad. God, it's been a moment since I've played this game. Well, how much fun it was. Oh, I did. I've just been doing
They're falling from the breach!
Big ghosty fuck.
getting close to the rift. You can hear the fighting.
Who's fighting?
You'll see soon. We must help them.
Let's go, bitches! Whee! I'm the king! Yeah, that's my boy.
Quickly! Before more come through! What did you do?
I did nothing. The credit is yours.
So I can help.
You mean the mark?
You mean this? Whatever magic opened the breach in the sky also placed that mark upon your hand. I theorized the mark might be able to close the rifts that have opened in the breach's wake. And it seems I was correct.
Meaning it could also close the breach itself.
Possibly. It seems you hold the key to our salvation.
Good to know. Here I thought we'd be ass deep in demons forever.
Oh, look at that Chad.
Varric Tethras, rogue, storyteller, and occasionally unwelcome tag-along.
Are you with the Chantry, or...?
Was that a serious question?
Technically, I'm a prisoner, just like you.
I brought you here to tell your story to the Divine. Clearly, that is no longer necessary.
Yet, here I am. Lucky for you, considering current events.
That's crossbow.
That's a nice crossbow you have there.
Isn't she? Bianca and I have been through a lot together.
You named your crossbow Bianca.
Of course. And she'll be great company in the valley.
Absolutely not. Your help is appreciated, Varric, but...
Have you been in the valley lately, Seeker? Your soldiers aren't in control anymore. You need me.
Ugh.
My name is Solus, if there are to be introductions. I am pleased to see you still live.
He means I kept that mark from killing you while you slept.
Then I owe you my thanks.
Thank me if we manage to close the breach without killing you in the process. Cassandra, you should know, the magic involved here is unlike any I've seen. Your prisoner is no mage. Indeed, I find it difficult to imagine any mage having such power.
Understood. We must get to the forward camp quickly.
It's like a big issue coming
Well-
from the Elven Mr. Clean.
Bianca's excited.
Good. I like Bianca. She's a sweetie pie. I was like a girl who can...
This
show
way,
me my-
down the bank. The road ahead is blocked.
I got
We
all
must
that.
move quickly.
Trophy of a mountain.
Pity for the ugly devil. Alright.
Demons ahead.
Glad you brought me now, Seeker.
Okay. So this is that mode I was talking about. You can advance time with the RT. But what you can do is with each individual party member, you can have them attack using specific moves. Have each person just badass shit.
Make it take you!
gonna die. Well, now thanks to y'all so much. You were the light of the moon's wings, yours and the might of Atrocity. Make your stream forces defending. Stop it! Vibing up here, you know, just having
So, I take it you're from the Free Marches.
Oh?
Accent. I'm from Kirkwall, but you're from, further east, maybe?
It's quite the ear you have.
I'm all kinds of impressive.
Huh.
I love his fucking... I love Derek so much. He got that fucking snappy attitude.
My magic cannot stop your mark from growing further. For your sake, I suggest we hurry.
So, are you innocent?
I don't remember what happened.
That'll get you every time. Should have spun a story.
That's what you would have done.
It's more believable and less prone to result in premature execution.
What about I?
Made it through all this.
She's resourceful, Seeker.
We will see for ourselves at the forward camp. We're almost there.
Another rift!
We must seal it! Quickly! They keep coming! Help us!
Ivy way! How we can level ourselves up. So now that we're going down this path you see here, let's add a new ability. Give some extra nasty.
Rift is gone. Open the gate.
Right away, Lady Cassandra.
We're clear for the moment. Well done.
Whatever that thing on your hand is, it's useful.
Why is that knife doing shit? Oh, you got a boo-boo? Motherfucker, you could full suit on. Boo-boos ain't shit. You got on. Oh, we should probably equip ourselves just a little bit. Let's accessorize. Just a little. Actually, yeah. Maybe the mage. you know? That ain't too bad. Do we want... We'll put it as a maybe. Yeah, do we want to do that? No, a little bit extra damage, but together with our Dirks, I think we're okay. Overall, I think we're all right.
You caused enough trouble. Ah, here they come.
Here they
You
come.
made it. Chancellor Roderick, this is...
I know who he is. As Grand Chancellor of the Chantry, I hereby order you to take this criminal to Val Royeaux to face execution.
Order me? You are a glorified clerk, a bureaucrat.
And you are a thug, but a thug who supposedly serves the Chantry.
We serve the most holy, Chancellor. As you well know.
Justinia is dead! We must elect a replacement and obey her orders on the matter.
So none of you are actually in charge here?
You killed everyone who was in charge! Call a retreat, Seeker. Our position here is hopeless.
We can stop this before it's too late.
How? You won't survive long enough to reach the temple, even with all your soldiers.
We must get to the temple. It's the quickest route.
But not the safest. Our forces can charge as a distraction while we go through the mountains.
We lost contact with an entire squad on that path. It's too risky.
Listen to me. Abandon this now, before more lives are lost.
How do you think we should proceed?
Asking my opinion.
Use the mountain path. Work together. You all know what's at stake.
Liliana, bring everyone left in the valley. Everyone.
On your head be the consequences, Seeker.
Yeah, so this game has an approval rating, as you guys have seen. It all about, hey, does this person think that you're a stupid fucking idiot? If so, they don't like you. But unfortunately, that is where I feel it's going to be good to call it, and we can go ahead and continue the next time through this magical adventure with all of you guys. I think that with all the excitement, we can go ahead and leave it to the beavers. No, you know what? Let's go. Let's transition over. But yeah, thank you for the time that you guys came on down, and we'll definitely get to do this again fairly soon. Man, I love you guys. Hope you guys had a good time. Like and subscribe.